Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has been a great success for Bandai Namco. Not only is it the most played fighting game ever on Steam, but it sold 3 million copies in just 24 hours. But now that the dust has settled, it's clear that there are things missing from Sparking Zero. And to get an idea of what they are exactly, I asked the community to share their opinions, and the response has been overwhelming. And so in this video we're going to dive into the features, characters, stages, and modes that fans want most from Sparking Zero in the future. There is a lot to talk about, so let's get straight into it. And by far the biggest request from the community has been to add more stages. At launch, the game came with 12 stages which covered most of the key locations from the series like Namek, the World Tournament Arena, West City, Land of the Kais, and the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. However, there are still some major stages from the classic Budokai Tenkaichi games that the fans want to see returned, and by far the most popular one is the Glacier stage.
I sure hope you're ready.
Who can forget all the epic confrontations we had in the icy tundra? Or more accurately, in the icy waters, because that's where all of my battles always ended up. For some reason, the CPU just loved to go underwater. Look, Android 13 just decided to go for a quick dip right at the start of the fight. The Hell stage, in particular the Candy variant from Movie 12, has also seen quite a bit of demand. Imagine fighting Janemba in his own backyard. Kami's Lookout is another classic stage that's notably missing from Sparking Zero. Who can forget giving poor Mr. Popo a cardiac arrest as you destroy the lookout? Likewise, Master Roshi's house is also missing, which is really puzzling because it's there in the campaign. Look, it's all rendered and ready to be played on. Plus, you already have the island stage with the ocean and the environments all set up. Maybe that's why it was left out. The developers could have thought that these two locations would be just too similar. Fans of the original Dragon Ball have also called for Grandpa Gohan's house to be included. Whoops, sorry about that, Grandpa. Whilst fans of Dragon Ball Super were disappointed by the absence of the Universe 6 stage. But it's not just about adding new stages. Fans were also asking for destructible environments. Now, don't get me wrong, Sparking Zero does have them to a degree, but we're talking about destroying the entire stage like back in the day. Currently, this is only possible on Namek, but players like Doers Burger would like to see it expanded to the rest of the stages. Now, whilst we're on the subject of stages, another big request from the community has been to include them in local split screen, without having to use mods. Currently, the only stage you can play on is the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, and apparently this was due to the Xbox Series S being underpowered. But many fans have already pointed out that the classic games also face the same resource issues and found ways to overcome them. Cosmic is Stone summarizes it best in his comment. In Budokai Tenkaichi 3 and Raging Blast, the maps were slightly different with less destructible elements in split screen mode because the systems could not handle it. I suspect the same issue persists now, and they likely don't feel like making slightly different versions of each map for the couch multiplayer when the vast majority of people play online these days. It sucks. And I think I speak for most fans when I say that we'd gladly take slightly smaller, less destructible stages if it meant we could finally get out of the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. Okay, everybody start screaming really loud now. Now, of course, what's the point in all of these new stages if you don't have the characters to populate them? And whilst at launch, Sparking Zero does have a great roster, there are still so many fan-favorite characters which are missing. And the most requested seem to be characters from the original Dragon Ball. Characters like early Kid Goku, Mercenary Tao, Demon King Piccolo, General Blue, and Android 8. Plus, who could forget all the deep-cut characters from Tenkaichi 3 like Nam, Tambourine, and Devilman. And while she's not technically a Dragon Ball character, there has been quite a lot of demand to see Arale return to the roster. Fans have also been calling out for more characters from GT, with the most in demand being Super 17, whose exclusion seems rather strange seeing as Sparking Zero already includes both Super Baby and Omega Shenron. Likewise, there has also been demand for fan favorite Z characters like Pycon and Android 21. Plus Popo, everybody loves Popo. Now personally, I'm still waiting for Raspberry, Blueberry, and the giant crab that ate them to be included in the roster. And naturally, you can't talk about Dragon Ball characters without mentioning their transformations. Once again, Sparking Zero does have a really good range of transformations all across the character roster, but that doesn't mean there still isn't room for more. One particular absence that has Vegeta fans raging is the exclusion of his blue evolution form. Well, it is already technically there as a temporary transformation as part of Super Saiyan Blue, but apparently it was supposed to be a standalone character, same with Goku's Blue Kaioken. And speaking of new transformations, both Orange Piccolo and Beast Gohan are currently missing, much to the player's dismay, especially after seeing that Gamma 1 and 2 have been announced for the first batch of DLC. Players have also called for fan favorite what-if transformations from the past, such as Super Saiyan Bardock and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta and Broly. After all, the latter two were a big part of the Raging Blast games, which were a predecessor to Sparking Zero. Fans have also asked for more Great Ape transformations. Currently, only Super Baby and Scouter Vegeta have those transformations. Now compare this to Tenkaichi 3, which had 9 different characters transform into their Ozaru form. I mean, look, we're not expecting to get Facia with her Great Ape form, but at least give it back to characters like Raditz and Nappa. Okay, now let's shift gears and talk about the story mode. While Sparking Zero does cover many arcs from Z and Super, it's still missing some big chunks of the story. In particular, sections from the original Dragon Ball. And likewise, going all the way to the end of the story, many fans would like to see sagas from GT incorporated into the story. After all, they've already added many of the characters and transformations from that series. And if you're concerned about the continuity, I think these would slot in perfectly as new what-if sagas taking place after the Buu arc. Fans would also like to see story arcs from the classic movies be included into Sparking Zero. Again, many of the characters are already there. Also, Vegeta fans have expressed their disappointment at the lack of Dragon Ball Super story content for the Saiyan Prince. Another element noticeably missing from Sparking Zero are the extra game modes, most notably the survival mode. Several fans have also requested an ultimate battle mode similar to the kind we had in the classic Tenkaichi trilogy, but the most requested game mode is Tag Team, as many players would like to be able to team up with a friend instead of just beating the crap out of each other. And finally, here are some requests that don't quite fall into any specific category, but are still important for many players. For example, many fans would like to see move customization options make a return. Many fans have also requested a larger variety of alternate outfits and costumes. Yes, some characters like Goku have a pretty decent selection, but it can be expanded beyond the obvious outfits seen in the story. I'm talking about fan favorites like Badman Vegeta, Supreme Kai Gohan, and the myth, the legend himself, Postboy Piccolo. In fact, can we just get an entire DLC pack of characters with their casual outfits? Many fans have also requested the addition of soundtracks from the classic Tenkaichi games, and a few players have experienced issues with the matchmaking on the Xbox, which they hope get fixed. And so there we have it, the most requested Sparking Zero features from the community. And I think it's fair to say that whilst most fans have had a great time with the game, there is still a lot of room for growth, and the opportunity to expand Sparking Zero to become one of the best Dragon Ball games ever made. It certainly has the foundations for it, but I guess only time will tell. A big thanks to everyone who's left feedback which has made this video possible. Please leave a comment below if you think there's anything else that I've missed in this video. As always, thanks for watching. Please consider supporting me on Patreon, and a big thanks to my existing patrons. If you've enjoyed this video, then please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.